In this video, we will look at font sizing. There are many different types of measurements for font sizes. They are listed as shown. Point is a fixed measurement and is used only for print, web pages that are printed. Pixel is a fixed measurement based upon pixels. Pixels are tiny dots that make up your computer screen. Percent is a measurement based upon a percentage of the inherited font size. Inherited means the size is inherited from another element. We will look at an example of inheritance later in this lesson. M is the multiplier of an inherited font size. 2m would be 2 times the inherited font size. Let's look at each in detail. Points and pixels are pretty straightforward. If a font size is 16 points, or 16 pixels, then that is a fixed measurement, as a pixel is a specific size. Remember, the points are for print, so with the exception of doing print style sheets, we will not be using them on web pages. M is the most difficult one to grasp. However, once you understand M, it is the preferred method for font sizes. As stated, M is a multiplier of the inherited font size. Let's look at an example to see how this works. I have a heading 1 element that contains a span element. The heading 1 element is 2 times the default size for the browser, which is 16 pixels. So the heading 1 element is 2m, or 32 pixels. I want the font size of the span element to be half the size of the heading 1 that contains it. What would the m number be to make this happen? The answer is 0.5m. Remember, the span is within the heading 1, so the span has inherited the font size of the heading 1. So the span started off being 36 pixels, and since we have to be half of what we write, 0.5em, it becomes 16 pixels. Remember, 1m is 1 times the inherited font size. So in order to make something smaller than what has been inherited, we have to make the em measurement less than 1. Thus, we want half, which is 0.5. Percents are similar to ems, but using percents, 100% is 1 times the inherited font size. 200% is 2 times the inherited font size. Half is 50% of the inherited font size. The recommendation is to set the body font size to some number or use a default font size of 16 pixels. Then, for the rest of the elements, use M to set the font sizes. The reason is, if you wanted to proportionally increase or decrease the font size of all the elements, all you would need to do is change the body font size, and everything else is based upon that. That concludes this video on font sizes.